the duel in the desert. Let's go back to Keith Jackson and Dick Vitale.
All right, John, the temperature hasn't gone up a heck of a lot out here in the high desert either. It's still cold inside the Thomas and Mack Center. They've just introduced the Rebels. They've had the fireworks. The band has been tootling away. Dick Vitale's 14 feet high in the air. And Jerry Tarkanian today comes into a ball game with the first thing he's ever had in his coaching career, a real, true, bona fide 7-foot bruiser of a center.
Hey, Keith, that's all he really needed for Christmas. Santa Claus came early. He delivered to Tarkanian a 7-foot, 265-pounder who can flat-out play. Elmer Spencer was the #1 junior college player in America. He gains his eligibility today, and boy, has Santa Claus been good with that delivery.
At the same time, as you put it this morning at breakfast, it's sort of Santa Claus and Scrooge, though. The old black cloud, as we told you early on when we started the day, is still here with a new NCAA inquiry coming. It involves Lloyd Daniels, involves other people. It may portend some long, dark days for the Rebel basketball program.
Keith, they better win all the gold this year because the moments are going to get really bleak in the future. I really believe the bloodline, as I said earlier, of any program is recruiting. And right now, there is no way UNLV can recruit. They're not going to be on TV next year. They're not going to be in a situation of playing in a postseason tournament. I've said it earlier, and I'll say it again. The future is absolutely dim, dreary, and dark, and the future is bleak right now for UNLV basketball. But right now, they have one of the greatest teams of all time.
Starting lineups for the ball game today, and note the sizes now. Florida State matches up pretty well with them as far as height's concerned, but when it comes to bulk, muscle, and experience, it's all UNLV.
Keith, the real key is whether or not they can handle UNLV's pressure. The job is really going to fall into the hands of a junior college player named Myers. If he can't handle the pressure at the point guard slot, it's going to be a long day for Pat Kennedy and the Florida State Seminoles.
But his young people may not know that they're supposed to get run out of town.
I'll tell you one thing, he's very confident. He said, we beat them several years ago when I was at Iona because we attacked. He said, we will not retreat. We will attack and we will trap and we will not be intimidated.
UNLV's in the white. There are your officials. They are from the Atlantic Coast Conference. Ackles up high, gets the tip, but the Seminoles control it. And Florida State in the dark shirt. Derek Myers, who is out of Allegheny, JC, takes it inside. Edwards takes a walk, and he'll turn it over. Douglas Edwards' first possession. He had the basket, but in the traffic, he traveled.
Douglas Edwards is really a heralded player. He was Proposition 48, but coming in out of high school, Edwards was ranked right behind Kenny Anderson as one of the blue-chip players in America.
Now let's watch what happens as Larry Johnson goes inside, and they muscle him all right. Edwards will get the foul. Dobard is the man who's supposed to play him, and he'll try to take him on because he has the physical strength, but Johnson is something special.
UNLV, they lead the nation in hugs. They're constantly hugging one another. They have great loyalty to their coach, Jerry Tarkanian. Here's a look at Mr. Larry Johnson. Look at this record here, Keith. Unbelievable. The numbers are unreal here at home.
It's an intimidating atmosphere. Pat Kennedy, when they had all the fireworks and the lights flashing and the music screeching and introducing the Las Vegas starting lineup, Kennedy took his team back to the locker room. Didn't want to see it.
Yeah, it's one of the great environments. Pat Kennedy's done an amazing job. Only 39 years of age, averaging 20 wins a year over a 10-year period. Only the fourth coach to win over 200 games in that period of time.
It was kind of funny this morning when the kids from Florida got up and walked outside. And it's about 16 degrees, crystal clear, and they all gulped and said, wait a minute, we're in the wrong place.
Tell me about it. I left Florida yesterday. It was beautiful and sunshiny, Keith. Here's this man-to-man pressure defense on the ball.
This is the same team now, remember, that just absolutely stifled Princeton on Wednesday night with their defense. Aubrey Boyd puts it up, and the Seminoles go to the lead 2-1.
Boyd's a very streaky shooter, he and Graham.
Cut short off the front iron, follow. Seminoles banging the boards.
They got some excellent athletes when you talk about Florida State. They really have guys that can run and jump. Michael Polite is an excellent transitional player.
Inside, they take it to Edwards. He dumps it off, and the big guy off the baseline draws nothing.
Excellent pass by Douglas Edwards. Tremendous penetration from the big 6'9". A great look. Great look. The diagonal pass by Anthony splits the defense, and Ackles with the slam jam bam.
Dobard didn't look behind him, and He was too late by the time he realized that Ackles was coming. Myers gets one.
Myers says, hey, who said I can't handle this pressure?
Derek Myers, JC All-American. That's out in front to the big guy Johnson. Anthony's first shot of the ball game.
They play with such confidence. You could just see it in each and every one of their players. They really believe they are the best, and they are.
6-4. Running Rebels have the lead. Myers backing it up the court. Hunt's on him. They go to Douglas Edwards. Johnson on him. Michael Polite. Polite, the senior, takes it to the baseline, steps on the baseline.
Court awareness is so important. Look at Anthony with the great awareness. He's alert. And there's the kick off the dribble, the great look, and there's the jam. Mr. Ackles puts it away.
Stacey Augman's quiet so far.
Zone defense right now.
Johnson inside. He's fouled. It's on Boyd.
Florida State rotates into a 2-3 zone, going to force UNLV to shoot the perimeter shot and try to pack it in down inside.
David White's going to come into the ball game. I think that's David. You've got to have both. You've got to have big bodies in the paint area with Larry Johnson's on the offense. You just simply have to do it.
David White was a real Herald High School star who has never been able to live up to all his accolades. He was a McDonald's All-American. Senior, a great jumper, good athlete. See, there's the zone defense now.
Anthony's second shot. This one is short, and it's tipped out of bounds by George Ackles.
You mentioned earlier, Keith, Princeton in the game that Jerry Tarkanian's team really put a real whipping on the Princeton Tigers. Pete Carell said it was the best defensive team he has ever seen.
It was incredible the second half, the first 10 minutes of the second half.
And Princeton's got a pretty good basketball team. They came in here 8-0.
Aubrey Boyd has it knocked away by Stacey Augman, but retreats and gets it. John Thompson of Georgetown said last night that when Stacey Augman graduates from UNLV, he might consider playing them again, but not until.
Hey, Stacey Augman last night at the party we had with John Thompson, he said if there's one player I would want off that UNLV team, it would be Stacey Augman, and he selected Stacey to play for him on the Olympic team.
Stacey just got his first personal foul. Inbounds pass to Derek Myers. Hunt's on him. Myers will go in with it, and it's good. We've got a tie ball game at 6.
Myers did a good job penetrating again.
This is for 3, and it rims out. And the rebound cleared by the Seminoles.
They're really playing soft on Anderson Hunt. They're going to allow him to shoot that perimeter shot.
That will be a mistake as the day goes on. Boyd's in the corner. Dobard tries the left hand, can't do it.
Here they come, 3-on-2.
That's a good play by White. There's your jumper.
David White with the excellent defensive play in transition.
Dobard can't get it. Gets it back. And a whistle and a foul.
One thing has been established early here, Keith. Florida State's not intimidated. They are really coming at him.
Fouls on Larry Johnson.
Here comes the excellent look. He stares at Ackles. Excellent bounce pass by Myers. There's a little baseline jumper. If there's one weakness with Florida State is shooting the perimeter shot.
They're banging those boards. Look at Myers.
Hey, great effort. Unbelievable effort from Myers. And if a guy needs confidence out of the gate, that's the way to get your confidence.
Off the back iron. Augman up, but Edwards beats him. Here come the Seminoles back, leading 8-6.
Edwards a very versatile player. He can rebound, pass, he can score.
I tell you what, Anderson Hunt's going to have to get serious with Myers. Edwards on the rebound.
I like his versatility. When he came out of high school, he was right there with Jimmy Jackson from Ohio State.
You work yourself half to death. You get a 4-point lead. Hunt comes loping down in the corner, bang 3.
Well, just as you said, Keith, Coach Jackson, you said you can't leave him open. He's eventually going to knock that down.
Yep. Inside, that was a good pass to White, but White's too far under.
He's really had a problem scoring, David White, throughout his career. Shooting the basketball has been his Achilles heel. I love watching UNLV play. They play as such a great team. Every part of the game, they handle the ball well. They take good shots, good inside power game.
Augman sets up Anthony. Now it's Hunt for 3. Rainbow's too long. And out of bounds. Time call, 15-17 to go, first half. Florida State 10, UNLV number 1, 9.
I have a headache. I have a bad headache. I can't think. I can't concentrate. I feel pain.
Today, Michael Farbstein is trying extra-strength Tylenol gel caps. For pain like his, why take aspirin or ibuprofen when nothing works better than Tylenol gel caps?
My headache is 100% gone. I feel great. I can think. I can concentrate. I can do what I have to do. Tylenol gel caps really did the job.
Tylenol gel caps, only from Tylenol. For everyday pain, nothing works better.
Reggie, Lewis, roller coaster jam. Lewis, around the world jam. Reggie, reverse jam.
That's reverse jam.
That's Reggie, Lewis.
David, pleasure meeting you.
Clint Eastwood. Charlie Sheen.
That was your new partner.
You're kidding me. The Rookie.
Looks like you forgot to dry off behind your ears this morning.
He took a new kid
Beer, please.
and made a hero out of him. This is where the fun starts. The Rookie. Rated R. Now playing at a theater near you. Newsflash. Orange Men invade Hawaii. Wow. The Syracuse Orange Men take on Arizona in the Eagle Aloha Bowl. Christmas Day on ABC Sports.
Welcome back, everybody. The score, Florida State 10, UNLV 9. I'm with Dennis Finfrock, the athletic director here at UNLV. The latest allegations from the NCAA against your basketball program involve Lloyd Daniels. How are you going to answer these charges? Have you devised a strategy?
Yeah, we're going to dedicate a lot of time and effort in the next 2 months, to research all aspects from top to bottom. We'll leave no stone unturned. We want to re-interview all the people. We'll examine all the information, and we're going to get in the middle of it.
Can you beat these charges?
Well, I don't know. It's a matter of beating them. We're going to try to, disprove or prove, what's in the allegations, and then we'll take it from there. We think that we can make it right. We're a great program, and we'll be great for a long time. We want this not to set us back.
Thank you very much for joining us. UNLV under a cloud again, guys.
Anthony on the run. Slam dunk. Seminoles got caught up in too much passing, and the Rebels picked their pocket.
I think they're the best backcourt in America, Keith. When you talk defense and offense, no one does it better than Hunt and also Greg Anthony. So explosive. Greg Anthony's an entrepreneur. He's not on scholarship this year. They play on the defensive. There's my top 5 backcourts. In terms of the total game, I got to go with Anthony and Hunt. Forciani and Monroe offensively are great. Arkansas, you throw Bowers in there as well. Love Oklahoma. We're missing Brent Price right now. Price should be there with Evans and also with Mullins. And Pittsburgh's got a heck of a backcourt with Jason Matthews and Sean Miller.
UNLV back to the lead by 1. 11-10 as Derek Myers playing very well today. Throws it away. Anthony on the run. Board kick.
Hello. They're awesome, baby. They're awesome.
7 points for Greg Anthony.
See that defensive pressure? It's amazing.
Out of bounds.
Keith, I have never seen a team play defense with the intensity, emotion, and the help as a Jerry Tarkanian basketball team. There's a look at Greg Anthony, the point guard, explode into the goal with the left hand.
But I think this team, Dick, plays better defense than any team I've ever seen.
I agree with you, Keith. I second that. I say amen to that statement.
Augman. And it's Anthony. And it's too long, an air ball with Ackles rolling it out of bounds.
And they're not one-dimensional. They're not limited to their defensive ability. They also can play on the offensive end as well. Florida State, 5 turnovers. And you look at Vegas, not one.
Boyd drops it off for Myers. He doesn't want it out there. That's Michael Polite being banged away, and Let's see if it counts. It does count. So
here comes Elmer Spencer.
Look at him.
Making his debut.
Well, we saw him at Athens, didn't we? Played at Hugh Durham.
Played at University of Georgia. Yep. #1 junior college player. Standing ovation. Welcome to UNLV basketball, Elmer Spencer.
Now, this is the different mentality you talk about here. Here's a kid that's never played a game for UNLV, and he gets a standing O.
I'll tell you, he had the players so excited at his first practice Thursday. That was the first time Jerry ever laid eyes on him, and they said he was unbelievably super at practice.
The Light makes it a three-point play, and the Seminoles pull even at 13.
Oh, here comes to a half-court trap.
Augman loops it all the way across.
He's got to be a little nervous right now, making his debut, Keith. He wants to impress.
Underneath Augman, great look, Anthony.
That's a clinic on how to handle the half-court trap. 2-1-2 set, go diagonal with it, and you'll have the wide-open man. They are so well drilled.
Myers against Hunt.
He's hoping to play Spencer about 20 minutes here in his debut.
Boy, it is way short with that shot. Hunt comes out with it, stolen by Myers. Dobart having trouble. Tough start for him.
Boyd's got to shoot that jumper.
Boyd hit it.
He's a streaky.
They need him, don't they?
Yes, they really do, Keith. He's a very streaky shooter. He can knock 5 in a row down. He's from out of Atlanta, Georgia. Played at a great high school program, Southwest Macon, Georgia, under Don Richardson.
Macon's produced some pretty good ones, haven't they, that area?
That high school had Eric Manuel, had Norm Nixon. There's a charge right there. They don't throw it.
Got away with it.
Jeff Malone was another one that played at that high school.
The Light to the baseline. Spencer blocked it. That's his first one.
Hey, just what they need on a defensive end. Another shot blocker and defensive player.
Hurt himself.
He led his junior college to the national championship, Connors Junior College. There he is working on the defensive end. Look at the size, the timing, the left hand.
Hurt his ankle. He hobbles on down the court. And out of the corner.
I'll tell you what
Anderson Hunt now is 6. Excuse me.
What we're going to do later, Keith, is we're going to analyze some of the great teams in college basketball of all time. And then I'm going to give you my pick later as what I think is the greatest team ever to play the game. Will it be UNLV, Indiana in 76, UCLA?
That's a foul, Spencer, tripping. First personal on Elmore. It's an 18-16 ball game with the Rebels holding the lead. One of the things that's kind of interesting at this point, though, go back to the very outset, the kids from Tallahassee playing hard.
They play very hard, and they're not intimidated. You know, they're going into the ACC next year. Pat Kennedy makes his debut in that league on December 14th. Where? The Dean Dome, North Carolina. Welcome to the ACC, Florida State.
Polite forces one, and he won't go. Stacey Augman rebounds it. Anthony has it. Johnson's been quiet so far today. They go to him. He feeds it out to Stacey for a 3.
What versatility. Inside, outside, so much balance, and that's what makes them special. You can't key on any one player. Like you just said, Keith, Larry Johnson's been quiet, and they're still effective.
He was the man last week at Auburn Hills, Michigan. 35 points. Today, he's given it up.
14 rebounds, 35 points, put a show on.
Won't drop. Now Dobart finally got something inside.
Good offensive rebound by Dobart. At 6'9", he has long arms. He's going to be a very good player at Florida State.
Johnson for 3. Oh. Seminoles banging on the boards. They've got to do it to stay in the hunt.
They got some good athletes. You know, everybody says they're going to the ACC. They haven't exactly played cream puffs in a Metro Conference. Not with Louisville and Memphis State and Cincinnati.
There's some pretty good snake pits in that Metro, isn't there?
Yeah, really tough places.
Good pass by Johnson. Blocking call against Florida State as Anthony was driving to the basket. Myers.
What makes UNLV so special, Keith, is the fact we know about the great talent. Obviously, number one, the priority is you have to have great talent. But they also love playing with each other.
Time remaining, 10:41.
We're rethinking the way we're making things in this country. We have to. world market that is unbelievable.
If you don't build a good product, if you don't take care of your customer, they'll go somewhere else.
There are a lot of small towns that do depend on these factories.
See, what worked 40 years ago won't work anymore.
This is today, now.
Throughout America, IBM is helping to create a new kind of factory where computers are revolutionizing the entire manufacturing process. And that's making America's products more competitive and America's factories better places to work.
What you want to do today is you want to go home at night, you feel good, and you feel you got something done.
Everywhere you look, there's a reason to use Visine. That's why there are now 4 different Visines to get the red out and provide just the relief you need, no matter what causes the irritation. So now, look no further than Visine.
The Denerex side feels like it's doing more because I feel something in my scalp. The Head and Shoulders side, I feel nothing at all.
Both have a dandruff ingredient, but Denerex adds an extra anti-itch medicine you can feel working.
There definitely was a difference with Denerex.
21-18 lead for the defending national champions. Let's go to Mark Jones.
Well, guys, Greg Anthony of UNLV is a member of the Young Republicans of Nevada. Here all the way from Washington, D.C. to watch him play, Mike Espy, a congressman from Mississippi. Mike?
Well, it's good to be here. I'm a guest here of Greg Anthony, who I think is the best point guard in college basketball, but a man with a bright future.
Now, he is actually a Democrat, guys, so it shows you that Democrats and Republicans can live as one.
Well, we're different parties, but we're the same cause, and I'm here to support Greg Anthony.
All right. Back to you guys.
I'll tell you one thing, he's a politician. He got tickets from Greg Anthony, and he said he's the best point guard in college basketball. He's got to get to Georgia and see a kid by the name of Kenny Anderson. Greg Anthony is the best senior point guard in America. I echo that.
Stacey Augmon turns it over on the walk. I really didn't get the drift of that. I know. Maybe I did. No one is.
Well, he got free tickets. He came here as a guest of Greg Anthony.
Derek Myers backing it in, gets a pick from Edwards, rolls around the corner and puts it in. Nice play.
Excellent play. Larry Johnson didn't make a good play defensively. He should have stepped out and hedged to take away his driving angle.
Spencer's still in. He was huffing and puffing a little bit when that last break came, but he's not used to this kind of pace.
Now, practice situation and a game situation, totally different.
He's getting hungry for a basket, but won't go for it. Gives it back up, and Hunt misses inside. Johnson gets a hand on it, and White can't handle it for Florida State.
Pat Kennedy has done an excellent job with his kids, making the game a half-court game. If you try to go up and down the floor and run and transition, it's blowout city. But right now, Pat Kennedy's team is doing an excellent job defensively and making it 5-on-5.
Inside Spencer. They take it away from him.
Got the trailer, There he is. There's the trailer.
They wave it off. No basket, charging.
Stanley Rhodes says no goal, tough break. Dobarn with the high riser. Let's take a look. Here's the trailer. He comes back. Anthony squares his body. Oh, great play by Greg Anthony.
Yep. Remember, this is the same guy that played with a broken jaw last year.
He was Mr. Courageous. He played 3 days after breaking that jaw. He's right there. There's no doubt. He's there. He's stationary, staring at the offensive player.
Ackles is back in now, and Spencer is out. And George I think George is getting better every week, don't you?
I'll tell you one thing. It'll help to make him better knowing that Spencer's sitting on that sideline. Nothing like competition. Everybody wants PT, playing time.
Yep.
Look at the way they dig in defensively. Look at them put pressure on the ball, deny on the wings.
Chuck Graham is number 4, just checked into the ball game.
Every pass is an effort. Oh, what a great look by Edwards.
Yeah, but he could have taken it to the basket himself, couldn't he?
He should have taken that right up, Keith. Should have taken it right up to the goal. Defensively, you want to pressure the basketball. You want to deny on the wings. That's what they're doing here. Fighting and denying. And then you want to block out.
Larry Johnson could not control it, knew it, tried to give it up, threw it out.
there are really three elements to a good team defense on a pressure side if you play man-to-man. Pressure the ball, deny on the wings, beat the cutter to the ball, and I could add the fourth, on the shot, block out.
Yep. Myers held by Hunt. First foul on Anderson Hunt.
Pat Kennedy worked under Jimmy Valvano down in Iona.
Special edition of ABC's Monday Night Football. I don't know when they're going to play on Saturday. How come they call it Monday night? Washington headed for the playoffs in Indianapolis, hoping the Colts are that they can make the party as well. The Redskins and the Colts tonight at 8 Eastern Time. That's tonight, Saturday night, on ABC Sports.
Yeah, I guess. Kim Belder said if you pay $1 billion, you can call it what you want. You're right.
Anderson Hunt.
Under control, excellent poise right there by Anderson Hunt from out of Southwestern High School, Detroit, Michigan.
$8:12 to go, first half, 25-20. UNLV with a 5-point lead in the ball as they steal it again.
Great hustle.
Around, burning some hide off.
Hey, Myers better go play for the preacher man, Bowden, in football. He gave up some skin there, diving for that loose ball. Hungry, scrapping, and clawing.
This is twice UNLV has come down now with a stolen basketball and not been able to convert it.
Got a painful cold? Gotta get relief? Get Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. It relieves painful cold symptoms some others miss with a decongestant, antihistamine, and a pain reliever you can't find in any other leading cold medicine.
The pain's gone.
Ah, I can breathe.
Everything feels better, better, better.
Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. Relief for your painful cold. And now for sinus and allergy relief, try new Alka-Seltzer Plus sinus allergy medicine.
This is not what you want in a shave. Now you've got the edge. This is the shave with 6 rich lubricants. This is the shave that reduces irritation. This is the shave. For less irritation, you've got the edge.
On ABC Sports.
They call it hustle. Warms a coach's heart, doesn't it? Listen.
That is great hustle right there. Floor burn, scrapping and clawing. There's a look at Myers. He's getting a phone call right now. Get ready for the Blockbuster Bowl against Penn State in the Nittany Lions. Bobby Bowden wants you, baby.
Copeland checks into the ball game now for Florida State. Chad Copeland, number 10.
He's a good ball handler, especially against pressure defenses. He really excelled last year. Nice
good
look.
Pass. Oh, George had it halfway down. It came out, and Johnson doesn't get it. And finally, it's rolled in, and they'll go to Ackles.
I really think that George Ackles, you're going to find out what kind of player he is because of the fact that the pressure having Elmore Spencer now in uniform.
He's got 6 points. Copeland being checked. Inside, body contact and a whistle, and you got a Florida State foul.
Very similar to last year when David Butler and Moses Scurry gained their eligibility to give them another inside attack. They gained their eligibility about the same time under Jerry Tarkanian, the father Flanagan of coaching. One thing I'll say about Jerry, he has given so many kids an opportunity in life who really never would have had a chance, and he has done an amazing job in communicating and getting those kids to really develop some pretty good values in life as well.
Rebels turn it over. Chuck Graham, the man with a 41-inch vertical leap.
Johnson, give it back! Give it back! Give it back!
9-point lead for the Rebels.
They just love giving the rock up. They love playing together. Just a great effort.
Timeout, 6:51 to play in the first half. 29-20, UNLV.
It's Chevrolet Geo wintertime where everyone can win with the trucks more people are switching to.
Sir, how many doors does this 4-door Chevy S10 Blazer have?
4. Close enough. You can win with cashback or low financing. And what's your favorite pickup?
Chevy half-ton.
It's America's favorite, too. And you can win with cashback on Chevy pickups, Astros, Suburbans.
Wrap it up. I'll take it.
You got it. Better get trucking to your Chevy Geo dealer during winter time.
Reggie, Lewis, roller coaster jam. Lewis, around the world jam. Reggie, reverse jam.
That's reverse jam.
That's Reggie, Lewis.
It seems that every time you turn around these days, another pain reliever with ibuprofen in it is comparing itself to Tylenol. But you know what they can't say? They can't say they're gentler than Tylenol, because they're not. Tylenol won't irritate your stomach the way ibuprofen sometimes can. That's a medical fact. And is it any wonder that today hospitals use Tylenol 14 times more than ibuprofen? Tylenol, the pain reliever hospitals use most.
The Redskins and the Colts are going to set things right for a special Monday party. Saturday night!
29-20, UNLV leading Florida State first half. First game today, the first part of this desert duel. Ohio State defeated Georgetown 71-60. Blew them away in the second half.
I was really impressed. I think Ohio State, I've had Indiana, I've seen Michigan State. They're the best team in the Big Ten. There's no doubt in my mind. Mary Carter, very impressive. Jimmy Jackson, Randy Ayers and company has an excellent basketball team.
Aubrey Boyd, number 20, gets an elbow in the sternum of Anthony, gets his pass away. Take it inside.
No, score the basket.
Rejected.
Oh, I think they missed that there. I thought that was goaltending.
This is Edwards, won't go down. A rebound, Augman. Here they come. Two.
Here they come. Here they come. Hey, Keith, we were joking last night. Get them ready for the NBA. I believe they can challenge some of the expansion teams.
That's a 10-0 run by Las Vegas. Ackles has it knocked away. And Greg Anthony will get a foul.
Douglas Edwards really overpasses the basketball. He's got to try to score a little bit more. Take a look at George Ackles now as he goes up for the block. I thought that ball was coming down, Keith. Very close.
You don't want it coming down at that velocity and be standing there cherry picking. You'd get your nose busted, wouldn't you?
The super shot blockers keep the ball in play. They have a soft tendency to block in the shot. We talk about rejection city. We talk about guys like David Robinson. The greatest of all time was Bill Russell, but they kept the ball in play, not slapping it out of bounds.
That's 17 fouls now on the Rebels. 31-20, UNLV.
Michael Polite's an excellent transitional player. He's got great legs, can really run up and down the floor.
Well, he had that Guillain-Barré syndrome and lost 50 pounds, had to walk at one time with a cane, yeah. But he's come back.
He's got to get an award for Mr. Courageous. A tremendous comeback by this young man, just like Joe Rett down in South Carolina playing with a pacemaker.
That's an incredible story.
Incredible story. It's a beautiful story.
Gobard rejected again. This time they count it.
Pete Carell's team came in and played that half-court offense, and they shut him down. Now they're playing against a team, a whole different kind of game, trapping. Hey, who makes Pete Carell's schedule out? First 10 games on a road. I can't believe that. Princeton.
Number 31 is H. Wallman, the only freshman on the UNLV team. Augman missing. Rebound Ackles. Back to Anderson Hunt.
He can really square his body and shoot the ball. He's got an excellent touch. He put a tremendous show on against Duke for the national championship, was the MVP of the Final Four. That 30-point blowout over the Duke Blue Devils.
Derek Myers, trapped in the corner right now.
I'll tell you one thing, he never saw pressure defense like that in junior college.
Nope. There's Steve Wynn, who's one of the big Rebel backers. He stayed in his hotel last night. I think it was so cold at UNLV, the volcano froze.
I remember my first weekend away. I saved for half the summer, but hey, it was my money, and it still is. Thrifty. So to get away today, I rent from Thrifty. At Thrifty Car Rental, a Chrysler 5th Avenue safety equipped with an airbag is just $39.95 a day. Like my grandma always said, if you know where you're going, you better know how to get there.
Thrifty Car Rental, because it's your money.
Christmas, marked by Santas, holly, and the welcome presence of Alka-Seltzer. Fast relief of heartburn with headache, accompanied by jingling bellies. Alka-Seltzer, the other holiday tradition.
How fast does Dristan nasal spray start working to clear up congestion?
Hey, I didn't expect it to start to work this fast.
Dristan nasal spray starts to work in seconds.
Cologne for men.
Soggy first date, huh?
He's really funny, Linda.
Oh, you smell great.
Emerald. I got a raise.
You pay.
This is going too well.
You've been dating 6 months.
7.
Let's stay in tonight.
Linda, I think he's the one.
Welcome back, everybody. The score 34-23 for UNLV. The number 4 that you see on Michael Polite of Florida State's uniform is in dedication to a high school teammate back in Daytona Beach that died of a leukemia-type disease a couple of years ago. Coach Pat Kennedy said he could wear that number 4 on his uniform both last year and this year to string out his career.
All right, Mark, thank you. And here we go with the Florida State Seminoles in the dark uniforms, and they're down right now by 11.
Polite averaged 14 points a game last year and 8 rebounds a game to lead them in rebounding. He's got great legs, a tremendous dunker in transition. Here he is on a perimeter.
They need something now in a hurry before they go to the clubhouse. Boyd won't go. Rebound is Wallman. Wallman long pass to Hunt. Ogman.
They trail in a break as well as anybody in basketball. They really fill the lanes, and they constantly have trailers in transition.
Stacy with 7. That shot won't go by Polite. The rebound, Dobard. And he takes a walk. Christmas Day. I suppose you're going to be home eating turkey, right? I'm going to be working.
I'll be home thinking about you. Getting ready to go see Notre Dame play Colorado in football.
Kelly Tire Blue-Gray game in Montgomery, Alabama. That'll be followed by the Eagle Aloha Bowl from Hawaii. Syracuse Orange Men and the Arizona Wildcats. Starts at noon Eastern Time here on ABC Sports. Travis Bice has checked in now. So you got Bice and Wallman outside.
Bice can shoot the ball. He's a designated three-point shooter. Likes to step in a gap and shoot the ball. Wallman's an excellent passer.
Ogman hooks it back for George Ackles. Ogman's fouled by Myers.
Stacey Ogman, did they pay him compliments last night when we all gathered over at the Mirage? It was really unbelievable to listen to the way John Thompson praised Stacey Ogman.
No foul, just out of bounds. Wallman, in the first game that he played, had 10 assists.
Yeah, he can pass the basketball, Wallman. He's from out of Las Vegas.
Edwards now has 2 personals. Douglas Edwards is
out of bounds, White. Notice how big he makes himself in a post, Larry Johnson. See how he sits down, squares his body. He sits down in a post. That's the key to being an excellent post player. Make yourself big.
Edwards has a younger brother supposed to be a particularly good player. This is Bice.
Thank you, Mr. Vice. Thank you. He's a designated three-point shooter. You're talking about his brother Steve. He's a junior at Miami Senior High School, and some say one of the top 10 juniors in America.
He's got basketball genes in that family, don't you? Edwards takes it up. It's blocked. Ogman comes out with it. Wallman's pass. Bad pass.
Yeah, really a bad pass. Had no look there at all.
Boyd. Ogman. And lost it. Out of bounds.
Hey, here's a good one. LSU, Shaquille O'Neal down in Champaign, Illinois. Lou Dew himself, Lou Henson, got his club scrapping and clawing at home.
3:11 to go first half, 39-23, UNLV leading. Well, LSU had a fairly close ball game the other night against Loyola Marymount, didn't it?
Terrell Lowry played brilliantly for Loyola Marymount. Give it up, get a bounce pass. Oh, should have given it up a little sooner.
Well, I can tell you right now what UNLV will be working on in their next practice session. That's cashing in the fast break.
2-on-1 transition, how to give the ball up.
Yep. They've come down to court now about 5 times today, Dick, and they have not converted.
Yeah, they have not converted in transition. Had Kennedy really working on that sideline. Did a solid job in 6 years at Iona. Now in his 5th year at Florida State. Has really brought a lot of excitement to the program. 2 back-to-back NCAA tournament berths until last year, where he said it was the longest year in his coaching career.
Dovard has 2 personal fouls now.
In fact, last year they were 11-4 at one time, ended up 16-15, had a lot of problems.
Dovard almost steals it from Ogman, but he doesn't.
Ogman's got great strength to his body as well. He looks like that long, lanky, thin guy, but there's a lot of strength to that body and really loves to play the game.
What did you say last week? We were talking to him because I'm stronger than anybody.
Yeah, he is. I'll tell you one thing. He's the most versatile defensive player in America.
Edwards. And it's tipped in by Dovard.
Larry Johnson would say, hey, wait a minute, Stacy. Stronger than everybody except me.
Elmore Spencer is back into the game. He's big number 24. Slam dunk tackle. Pass, assist, Wallman.
They really look for each other all the time. So unselfish. And that's the key to a great basketball team. Be unselfish. Spread the ball around. Right over the top of the defense. Excellent catch. And he finalizes it. He's going to get right behind Edwards. Edwards is caught sleeping, see? And there's the jam.
And Dovard, 3 personal fouls.
George Ackles has really played well.
He really has. He started to play in the second half in that big run last week at Michigan State, and then he gets Princeton in the second half. It was terrific.
Michigan State game was a 1-point game with about 11 minutes to go. Michigan State leading. I'll tell you one thing, all the people here were ranting and raving, praising like you can't believe Steve Smith of Michigan State.
Here comes Florida State 7-foot youngster. Number 44 in the game, Andre Reed. He's a good-looking athlete. He runs the floor well.
I was impressed with him yesterday at practice. As you just mentioned, excellent athletic ability. And when you're 7 feet and you got that kind of athletic ability, you got a chance to be a real good player.
Aubrey Boyd's pinned on the baseline and fouled by Wallman. Talking about Elmore Spencer, who is in the ball game, and he's right now in the process of guarding Andre Reed. But coming out of high school, he had to find a way with his doctors to control a manic depressive state, and they did that. Then he got hurt, and then he wound up in junior college, left Athens, and now he's out here. Yeah, but, you know, a lot of people have struggled with that manic problem, but they finally figured out a way to treat it.
He also had a broken foot, as you said, when he played down there at Georgia under Huey Durham. I think really when you look at Florida State, they're one player away from being a real legitimate top 20 team. And I'm talking a point guard, and they recruited one by the name of Sam Cassell, now playing at junior college in San Jacinto. Many people say the best point guard in junior college basketball. He's out of the Baltimore area, down in Maryland.
It's a 44-27 ball game at 1:15 to go in the first half. UNLV. Spencer's inside, gets his shot up. It's off, no good. Rebound, Aubrey Boyd.
He's got that left-handed shot, Spencer.
Number 3. A rainbow.
Boyd shoots that three-point shot. They told us he was a very, very streaky shooter.
Three-second call inside. Change in the UNLV lineup as Everett Gray checks in. Number 23. He's the JC transfer out of Riverside and looks for all the world like a young Tyrell Biggs, the heavyweight boxer.
You follow that boxer. Didn't he win the Olympic gold medal?
Tyrell was, I was doing all that amateur boxing when he was coming along. Yep. He was out of Philadelphia. Big guy, about 6'5". Look at this by Wallman.
There's that athletic ability of Gray in transition. Santa Claus is coming. Look, here comes Santa Claus.
15 seconds to go, and it's a 16-point lead for the running Rebels.
Keith, we got to be impressed with UNLV. They're just an unbelievable team. They have to be one of the top 5 teams of all time in college basketball.
Won't go down for Andre Reed, and the half is over. 16-point lead at 46-30, and we'll be back with more of ABC's college basketball after this message and the word from our ABC station.
Okay, here it comes. They've rebuilt and redesigned it.
It's beautiful.
That's the new Herman's World of Sporting Goods.
I love it.
It's a winner, right?
It sure is. Let's go shopping.
Are you a winner of one of the thousands of prizes, including a fantastic trip to Walt Disney World and the Super Bowl on Delta Airlines? Here are the lucky symbols in Herman's and ABC's exciting Sports Match Game 2.
When you're all stuffed up and use an ordinary nasal spray, it drips into your tissue where it can't help you breathe. But not Sinex Ultrafine Mist. Its medicine stays where you need it, so you can breathe the way you want to. We don't drip down, we clear up.
This is how easy it is to collate a mailing on an IBM laser printer. And how easy is it to collate with our major competitor? Probably now isn't the best time to ask. IBM laser printers. Suddenly, nothing else measures up.
Sunday, a second honeymoon becomes a family affair.
Honeymoon.
Life goes on, then.
Tis the season to be silly. Have a hilarious holiday with America's Funniest Home Videos.
Then.
What do you get when you have a lawyer up to his neck in cement? Not enough cement.
It's America's Funniest People, Sunday. Sunday, Eddie Murphy's on a quest to save the world.
I can see you're busy right now. Come back some other time. Did you just see a little Hare Krishna midget?
Eddie Murphy and the Golden Child, Sunday.
Hi, I'm Brad Johansson for This Week in the Community. The Winchester Center offers a series of holiday concerts for the entire family. The Clark County Parent Cooperative Preschool offers classes for 2 through 4-year-old children. Senior citizens can renew their driver's licenses at the Howard Cannon Senior Center the first Monday of each month. The Checkmates will perform at a fashion show luncheon to benefit the mentally handicapped of Helen J. Stewart School. And Western Little League baseball signups will be taken at Western High School in January. This week is a public service of Channel 13.
Hi, I'm Allison McCarthy for Channel 13 News. This holiday season, have a drink on us, one of the 13 drinks of Christmas. The 13 drinks of Christmas are delicious, easy-to-make recipes that'll satisfy your guests and your party needs, but without alcohol. You and your friends can enjoy a Golden Girl Sunset, a Perfect Stranger's Punch, or a Wonder Year's Frosty without worrying about alcohol. So pick up your copy of the 13 Drinks of Christmas at Channel 13 or participating restaurants, taverns, or bars.
I'm Peter Jennings for ABC's World News Tonight.
And I'm John Daly.
In-depth, objective reporting from around the country and around the world. It is what America has come to expect, and it's what we try to do every day on ABC's World News Tonight.
That same commitment, getting the news wherever news is happening, reaching out, reflecting your concerns, helping solve your problems. That's Channel 13 News.
So for news from around the world and around the country.
And around Las Vegas, the choice is 5 p.m. weeknights on Channel 13.
Contact 13, caring about our children's safety on Channel 13 News.
This is the LA Gear College Basketball Report. LA Gear, unstoppable in high-performance athletic footwear. From our studios in New York, John Saunders.
Welcome back once again to our ABC College Basketball Studios in New York. A reminder, at 8 o'clock Eastern Time tonight, a special edition of Monday Night Football from Indianapolis, where the Colts will host the Washington Redskins. Then next Saturday, at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, college basketball returns as the North Carolina Tar Heels meet the Blue Demons of DePaul. Beth Ruyak joins us now. And Beth, usually in this segment, we want to talk about a player or a coach, but today it's an issue, and a very important one, of college graduation rates. 60 Minutes is about to do an expose, more specifically on Denny Crum in Louisville, and has Denny Crum very upset.
Denny Crum has been quoted, in fact, John, as saying he expects to be broadsided. Crum's rate of graduating basketball players was 73% in the 1970s and just 42% in the 80s. Now, when a school has what is perceived as a graduation rate problem, it is, as in Crum's case, the coach who gets blamed. So today, you'll hear from Crum and two others as they add more fuel to this debate.
What is a university for? Is it to provide degrees, or is it to provide educational opportunities? How many millions of people have gone to college and never graduated?
Denny Crum is in the middle of the University of Louisville's controversy over counting degrees. Yes, he knows his graduation rate dropped significantly from the 1970s to the 1980s. He also knows in the 80s, 18 players turned pro, postponing their degree.
The students that we recruited in the 80s were no different than the students we recruited in the 70s. They just happened to be better athletes. So they had a career goal opportunity before their academic goal was reached.
If a player goes to the NBA but does not graduate, have you then still fulfilled your responsibility?
It's my responsibility to help them any way that it's humanly possible to help them within the rules, which we do, and I do. Okay, but here's the question. Can I be held responsible because a kid didn't graduate in a 5-year period when he had a chance to choose his career goal over his academic goal? Was that my decision? No, it wasn't my decision.
I think it's the university's responsibility to provide them with academic advisors, provide them with tutoring. It's up to the coach's responsibility to motivate them in that direction, but it's up to the student to graduate.
Tarkanian says his graduation rate is now up to 47%, with 2.5 academic advisors for the basketball program alone. But across the country, at Duke University, last year's Final Four runner-up banner still isn't hanging because 2 seniors haven't graduated.
This school is here to educate, and I don't think a banner should go up until all the kids that are represented by that banner have been fully educated.
The missions and priorities of each school are different, so is the caliber of students. Denny Crum calls it an uneven playing field, and yet he stands behind the way he's played this game, even if it means ultimately leaving Louisville.
If CBS or anybody chooses to look at it in a different light, that's their prerogative, but the bottom line is we've done a really good job. And all I can tell you is that in 2.5 years, when my contract is up, I'll reevaluate and make a decision then. And who knows, I might make a decision before then.
There is a proposal before the NCAA convention by the Metro Atlantic Conference to require a 50% graduation rate in Division I athletic programs or receive a penalty of 1 year of probation. No other similar rule is on the books right now. John will be back in a moment. Happy holidays.
This has been the LA Gear College Basketball Report. LA Gear, unstoppable in high-performance athletic footwear.
When you're out street hiking, you better know how to read the terrain. First, trust your instincts. By all means, avoid distractions. Do your best to preserve the wildlife, because street hikers don't just walk, they hike. Fresh news, Joe.
For Brian's 7th birthday, he got a big boy's bicycle, a brand new puppy, and a fever. Fortunately, Brian's mom has something new, too. Chewables for older kids from Junior Strength Tylenol. Just 2 grape-flavored Junior Strength chewables give him the same fast relief as 4 children's chewables. All the relief, half the tablets. And that's better for Brian and his mom. New chewables from Junior Strength Tylenol, also in caplets. Better care for bigger kids.
This is Muhammad Ali, the heavyweight champion of the world.
Target practice for George Foreman.
Ray Leonard has won by a technical knockout.
Highlights of these classic fights showcase 3 decades of televised sports history. Call 1-800-4-ABC-VCR to own the best of ABC's wide world of sports. Now on collectible cassettes, each decade for only $19.98 plus $3 shipping and handling. Call 1-800-4-ABC-VCR.
What's that fragrance you're wearing?
Make a statement without saying a word.
ABC Sports unwraps 2 special gifts on Christmas Day. First, college football's top seniors meet in the Kelly Tire Blue-Gray All-Star Football Classic. Then the holiday spirit heads to Hawaii as Syracuse takes on Arizona in the Eagle Aloha Bowl. 2 holiday classics back-to-back Christmas Day on ABC Sports.
This is ABC's College Basketball Scoreboard Show. From our studios in New York, John Saunders.
Welcome back. We're at halftime in the Duel in the Desert, and a lot of work ahead for Florida State. They're down 46-30 at halftime. Anderson Hunt with 11 for the Runnin' Rebels. Meantime, in the first game in the Duel in the Desert, Ohio State over Georgetown 71-60. Jimmy Jackson with 17 points. Dikembe Mutombo, who had to play alone because Alonzo Mourning was hurt, had 15 for Georgetown. LSU and Illinois in a very tight one, 65-64 in the second half. Andy Kaufman has 19 for the Illini. Shaquille O'Neal, 16 points, 7 boards for LSU. Duke and Oklahoma, high-scoring affair at the half, 50-45. Perry Evans with 15 for the Sooners. Christian Laettner leads the Blue Devils with 12. LaSalle and Villanova, 6-point game. Villanova with the lead at the half, 42-36. UNC Asheville and NC State, a 39-point victory, 99-60. Rodney Monroe with 29 points. Chris Corchiani, 24 points, 14 assists. Maryland, a winner over Lafayette, 64-48. Matt Rowe had 26 points in that one. Hartford beats Rhode Island. Rhode Island had to play with a couple of football players. 3 of their basketball players were suspended for fighting against Providence. Ron Moy had 24 for Hartford. And Portland and Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish finally end that 7-game losing streak, 84-61. For the Irish, LaFonso Ellis with 23 points. Portland's David Roth had 23 points. So keep it right here. We'll get back to the Duel in the Desert in just a moment after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
It happens while you sleep.
A kiss? Not yet, honey.
Millions of bacteria form in your mouth.
A kiss?
No. So you wake up with the worst breath of the day, morning breath.
Oh, honey.
Fight morning breath with Scope. Antiseptic Scope has 2 powerful ingredients that kill 90% of the bacteria that cause morning breath.
How about that kiss?
Where's my kiss?
Kiss me, you big lug.
Scope, original mint or peppermint. The best thing, first thing in the morning.
It's Chevrolet Geo winter time, where everyone can win with the most fuel-efficient line of cars and trucks in America.
Sir, what's your favorite color?
Medium Quasar Blue Metallic.
Good guess. You can win with cash back or low financing on any Geo. Tracker, Storm, Prism.
Miss, come here often?
I've never even bought a new car before.
Well, then you can win with a first-time buyer bonus on any Geo.
I love this Metro.
I can tell.
Get to know Geo during wintertime at your Chevy Geo dealer.
When you rinse first with Plax, normal everyday brushing takes on a whole new meaning. Plax, clinically shown to remove more plaque than brushing alone.
In redefining the laser printer, IBM made it 33% smaller, with 60% fewer parts than the old standard. Could that be the reason it's also 25% faster? IBM laser printers. Suddenly, nothing else measures up.
ABC Sports kicks off the new year with a day-long celebration, Bowl Fest 91. It begins with the 102nd Tournament of Roses Parade. Then number 2 Georgia Tech takes aim at the national title when they meet Nebraska in the Florida Citrus Bowl. Followed by the granddaddy of them all as Washington tackles Iowa in the Rose Bowl. And that night, Tennessee battles Virginia in the grand finale, the USF&G Sugar Bowl. Celebrate Bowl Fest 91 New Year's Day on ABC Sports.
Sir, unlike most people, you don't use the GTE everything pages. Why is that?
Well, it's because I have 5,000 to 6,000 books here that do the exact same thing. Climb aboard. They help me find everything, just like your book does. Name a topic.
Auto repair.
Yes.
Restaurants.
Yes.
Animal husbandry.
Yes. Whoa!
People who want to simplify their lives use the GTE everything pages. Those who don't, don't.
Desert GMC presents the December in the Desert sale, featuring closeout sale prices on sturdy 90 and 91 GMC trucks that will get you over the river and through the woods in style. 91 Sonoma S15s with air are from just $77.95, and van conversions are priced $1,500 below factory invoice, plus special GMAC financing. Hurry into Desert GMC today during the December in the Desert sale. There's never been a better time to wrap up a new Desert GMC.
Enjoy the non-alcoholic 13 Drinks of Christmas from Channel 13.
Ball, brought to you by Chevy Trucks. More people are winning with the heartbeat of America.
Back to Las Vegas in a moment, but first in the National Football League, Green Bay's now officially been eliminated from the playoffs, losing to Detroit 24-17. Barry Sanders, a 5-yard touchdown run, 19 rushes for 133 yards. Elsewhere, the Raiders at Minnesota leading at 14-3. Schrader with a touchdown pass to Sam Grady for 47 yards. Right now, let's go back to Keith Jackson and Dick Vitale in Las Vegas. Gentlemen.
Well, John, you know, there's an old homily that says never let your mouth overload your rump. Cupcake, you know, he's been rawhiding Ohio State all year about the cupcake schedule they've been playing. They sent him 4,000 of these, a ton. He's got to eat them all.
No 4,000, but I'll tell you one thing, John Saunders, you can use some cupcakes too, baby. The three of us. I got 2 wide bodies, Saunders and Jackson and Vitale at the point guard. I'm going to eat these kids. I'm hungry. They did a great job today, Ohio State. Really impressed with them.
How about this ball game we've got going now?
Well, the bottom line is defensively, when you look at UNLV, they don't allow you any good shots. You look at Florida State having a tough time struggling to shoot the ball, and that's because of the tremendous defensive pressure by UNLV. Also, offensively, we have a tendency to always talk about their defense, but look at the execution offensively. They spread. They have excellent spacing, 15 to 17 feet apart, which eliminates the possible double team. They're in the right place all the time. Shot selection important. And they also have great patience. Here's the great patience, spreading the court, looking for the high percentage shot. And when you get these kind of shots, you're going to win a lot of basketball games. Look at the assist right here. 14-2, finishing off a play. Spoke to Julius Erving at halftime as we look here at the numbers. 36% for Florida State. UNLV only shooting 44%. And then we take a look at the three-point line. UNLV going for 6 for 16. They had 21 earlier this year in one game. And the turnovers, UNLV has turned the ball over 10 times. Florida State 13. But the key is UNLV converts with their turnovers. Julius Erving said that he can't remember watching a bunch of kids play such great team defense as the UNLV team.
Well, we're at the point now where the two teams are out there getting ready to start the second half. They're laughing with each other, trying to clog up everything, and it's 46-30 as we begin.
Well, Florida State right now just going to try to hang close coming out here in the second half. But basically, UNLV can really knock this out big-time style with one of their patented spurts.
Douglas Edwards takes the inbounds pass and hands it over to Derek Myers out of Allegheny JC, recruited specifically to play the point guard position.
There's the amoeba defense they play. They play a little zone defense. Steal the ball, and they convert. See, great teams out of Arkansas, UNLV. They capitalize on defensive ability to give them easy baskets and offensive rebounds. So that makes up when you're having a bad night shooting the ball like they are today.
Is he about to, you know, the question was in my mind when John Thompson, for example, as Polite goes up and he's fouled by Augman. if Thompson had his kind of players, and this team that Jerry Tarkanian has, they play each other, that nobody score?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. John Thompson would love to have the guard combination that UNLV has. I think to be an excellent basketball team, Keith, you have to play defensive pressure and have guards that can score. And when you have that combination like Jerry Tarkanian possesses, you got a chance to win.
Michael Polite on the foul line. Here's Mark.
The things out of the Florida State locker room at halftime. Coach Kennedy wants them offensively, the big guys, to take it right at the UNLV big men instead of being too concerned about getting their shot blocked. Defensively, the Seminoles want to come out, extend the defense, full court, man-to-man, hoping it'll get them back in the game. But I think they got a better chance at winning at the slot machines across the street, personally.
Well, I think John Thompson's at the slot machines right now. He told us last night he loves to play those slot machines.
Yeah, John got a sack full headed for the dollar. Just starting the second half of play, 48-32, UNLV.
He had the entry right there to Larry Johnson, missed him down in the box.
Larry's been fairly quiet so far today.
Oh, got a great look right there.
And gets the basket. And for Johnson now, that's 7 points in the ball game.
That was an execution of tremendous post play inside. He sealed the defensive player really well with his body. See, right now, they don't allow you to start your offense where you usually practice.
Can't get a bounce. Got a rebound, lose it. Edwards tries. And Augman finally comes out with it.
He's so quick to the basketball, really has that quickness to the rebound.
Anderson Hunt.
Get ready for the blowout, team. KJ, get ready for blowout city.
Anderson with 16 points.
Can you see any team beating this basketball team?
There will come a night. You've got the human factor involved in athletics, and eventually there'll come a night. Las Cruces or someplace like that.
Maybe down in Arkansas, Barnhill. That's an unbelievable place with a bunch of great athletes in February.
Happened at Santa Barbara last year.
See, they could all alone. They could afford to release someone with their great presence around the basket. They simply release Anderson Hunt. No one rotates back, and they get the easy layup.
I think he almost missed that.
He looked like Nishu with that.
We'll be back with more after this message and a word from our ABC station.
Every day that goes by, one of the highest mileage, lowest price, and the best-selling of all V6 coupes is Chevy Beretta. Day by day, more people are winning with
the heartbeat of America.
And now it's easy to win with a heartbeat.
America's watching ABC.
Sir, this is one of the few businesses that doesn't advertise in the GTE everything pages. Why is that?
Well, this is Mom's restaurant. And this is Mom. She's a great cook. But if I advertised in the book people actually use, this place would be packed. I don't think either one of us wants that on our conscience. Do we?
Businesses that want to be successful advertise in the GTE everything pages. Those that don't.
At Margarita's Mexican Cantina and the Frontier Hotel and Gambling Hall, it's always a food fiesta. For lunch or dinner, it's Margarita's Mexican Cantina in the Frontier Hotel and Gambling Hall.
Frontier, where Las Vegas plays.
ABC and Channel 13 teaming up for sports.
You hear Stacy right there? That's the call of the jungle. He was really absolutely going bananas. He loved going after that ball. Actually, I said that facetiously. Mr. Augman just loves to rebound. They really do it with such intimidation.
Lost out of bounds by Dobard, who has had a hard day. Augman in the ball game to this point. 9 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks.
He's a tremendous player. I think when you talk about excelling in basketball, Keith, if you can cover 3 areas of the floor, the point guard position, the wing, and the baseline, you really are solid. They have the best, as LSU's up 1 right now in the second half, they have the best point guard play from Greg Anthony of the senior class, the best wing play of Stacey Augman, and the best baseline play of Larry Johnson. So they cover 3 major areas of the floor.
Just seeing that LSU-Illinois score, I'm of the opinion Lou Henson may be doing the best coaching job of his life this year, considering all that he's been through.
Yeah, the limited personnel as well. Lost a lot of key players. Hey, we're going to talk a little bit, as I said earlier, about some of the greatest teams of all time. Maybe 72, 73, UCLA, they were undefeated with Bill Walton in the middle and Wilson Farmer and Greg Lee. Maybe the great Lou Alcindor team that went undefeated in 66, 67 with Shackelford and Alcindor, Allen and Warren. Indiana, 76 with Benson, Abernathy, May, Wilkerson, and Buckner. That's interesting. I have a lot of fun with that.
I vote for the Tall Timbers of 1941 from Oregon. Bobby Hobson's crowd.
Then you had the great Ohio State team. Not with Bobby Knight. He sat on the sideline. All he did was, do it, John. Do it, Jerry Lucas. He was a cheerleader because he couldn't flat out play.
Jerry Lucas wasn't a bad guy in the middle either, was he?
He was a heck of a player.
That Indiana team that you mentioned, though, is pretty good. Good pass. Good look inside for Ackles. And it's 59-32 UNLV. Larry Benson was a great college center.
Tremendous. Quinn Buckner was a great college point guard.
Oh, that's hard. Aubrey Boyd. Next Saturday here on ABC Sports at 12:30 Eastern Time, a doubleheader with the Peach Bowl. Indiana going to Atlanta to meet the Auburn Tigers. And then at 4 Eastern, ABC's college basketball presents North Carolina and DePaul from Orlando, Florida. That's next Saturday.
Florida State has 2 really good wins this year. They beat South Florida and gave them their first loss. And South Florida's got a solid team, Bobby Pascal's team. And they also beat Doug Overton, the outstanding guard from LaSalle, an NBA first rounder. And it was LaSalle's only loss.
Aubrey Boyd is on the line. Makes his first one, 59-33. He's got 11 points now to lead the Seminoles.
Outstanding high school program. We talked about it earlier. Produced so many great players coming out of that high school, including Norm Nixon, Jeff Malone.
Well, in basketball, I would think it's probably the same as it is in football, Dick. It's just a matter of keeping the kids at home, isn't it?
Yeah, basically, that's what it's all about.
Because the Florida high school athletic program is about as good as any in the country. Augman won't go. Augman again. Foul.
That's the one liability with Stacey Augman. He has really improved his shooting, but can he shoot the ball on a perimeter? Illinois, the Fighting Illini, +5 now on LSU. I love the way they're always hugging one another. There's so much love there, and I have such respect for the way Augman plays the game, his intensity and emotion. Stacey played down at John Muir High School in Pasadena. First time I heard about him was through Larry Brown. As we look right here, my all-time, some of the great teams. Look at this team, 30 and zip. Mike Warren, the actor. Lucius Allen certainly can play. And what about Big Lou in the middle?
Yeah, but old Shaq wasn't bad out of the corner either.
He can shoot the ball. There's no doubt about it. He had that great touch.
Myers against Hunt. Knocked out of there by Ackles. Myers being hounded all day by Anderson Hunt.
He has great defensive balance. Look at that stance by Anderson Hunt. And I'll tell you, these kids are beautiful kids. When you get to talk to the UNLV kids, I love talking to them. They are really beautiful kids, and they're all going to graduate. They're all going to graduate.
Turn it over.
Hey, what about you? You like this team? Take a look right here. Bill Walton in the middle. He was unbelievable. What a dominant center. When he was healthy, Keith, nobody played better than Bill Walton.
That's Hollyfield, not Mollyfield.
It said Mollyfield there.
Oh, me. Big Larry. Johnson working. Won't go. Larry's been pretty quiet. But when he wants it, he can go get it.
He's a big game player. When they need the big deuce, he's going to take over. The shark.
Steele Augmon.
Give it up. Give it up, Stacy. Yes, there it is. He gave it up, but he didn't convert. He says, come on, Anderson. You should have scored. Augmon, he gets it back. Look at Keith laughing hysterically. He loves it.
Well, it's getting a little sloppy now because it's decidedly one-sided at 65-34.
There's a foul. If Elmer Spencer becomes the player they think he can be, I tell you right now, Mr. Jackson, they can challenge some of the expansion teams in the NBA.
No, they can't. They're in enough trouble now.
As Jerry, he said no. He said, we're going to definitely all those allegations. There's nothing there recruiting violations, and we're going to prove them all wrong. He said, I will go down with a fight.
Charlie Ward is in the ball game for Florida State now. He's number 12. You'll see him show up. You're going to hear that name a lot around Tallahassee before he leaves. Bobby Bowden thinks he's got a chance to be an outstanding quarterback. There he is right there.
They expect him to be a 2-year starter.
That's Bobby. Bobby never recruited anybody he didn't think is going to be a 2-year starter. Good move inside by Ward. Good penetration. Wouldn't go for him.
He's got Augmon.
Here they come.
He's got Augmon. Oh, look at a great look by Augmon.
And Ackles bobbled it out of bounds. Florida State has not scored a field goal in this half, and we've run through 5 minutes and 14 seconds.
There's not much Pat Kennedy can do, really.
Nope.
Other than come down, hope your team executes, plays hard, plays with intensity. And they have played hard, Keith. They have played hard.
They just overmatched.
We're seeing an unbelievable clinic right now defensively.
Jerry's not going to call them off until you get to the 10-minute mark. I just said that.
Look at that now. Flashing move to the basket. Long arm. Larry Brown told me, I have great respect for Larry, when he's seen this kid play in high school, he said, Dick, he will be a big-time player. He'll be a PT peer, a prime-time performer.
There's Ward. 15 points for Augmon in the ball game. And here comes Andre Reed with his first clean rebound of the ball game.
Anthony should have given it off to Augmon. That's the one time he missed his teammate. Was in front of him. Stacy's looking. He's saying, hey, Greg, I was wide open.
And it gets ragged when it gets this one-sided. 67-36. Spencer's going to come back into the ball game. And so is Everett Gray for UNLV.
This is a chance for Spencer to really get some work, get some playing time.
Anthony's going to leave. That means Gray will go and play the off guard. Oh, Anthony's coming back. So I thought he might go.
I can't possibly see them recruit in the future. We look right here with Illinois up 7. When you think about what's facing them, they can't play on TV next year. They can't play in a tournament. They have all these allegations against them. And as I said earlier, Keith, I really believe that the future here is extremely, extremely dark when we're talking about UNLV in Las Vegas. I think right now is their maybe final dance and final great moment in terms of glory.
Well, they might as well make the most of it because they certainly have the people. There's your foul. Back-to-back NCAA championships ain't bad.
Not bad at all. Hey, what about this team? Look at this Indiana team. I love this team. This is my choice as the best team of all time. And let's compare them right now to UNLV. I'll take Buckner over Greg Anthony for his leadership ability. I'll take Wilkerson because of his defensive ability over Anderson Hunt. I'll take Benson in the middle over anyone who's a great college player. And then I'll take Larry Johnson over Abernathy. But I'll take Scott May. No, maybe a toss-up. No. I might give the edge to Stacey Augmon.
I wouldn't give away Johnson and Augmon to anybody.
No, you're probably right there. But I give the total edge to Indiana only because of the big guy in the middle. But really, really close.
The year isn't over.
Exactly. If Spencer becomes the player that they think he can be, we might want to revise on that decision.
I don't know, how different is the game today than the one played by that 76 Indiana team? That's a good play there by Chuck Graham. How different is the game today? Is it a better game?
Well, I think the game right now features more athletes. I think in the style of the 90s, you're seeing what we're watching here. Pressure defense, great athletes on the offensive boards. Remember this, last year in the Final Four, you have Arkansas athletes. You have Duke. They ran up and down the floor and played great defensive pressure basketball. And I think right now, UNLV really epitomizes what coaches would like to have in the 90s.
On the line, Chuck Graham. They say he has a vertical leap of 41 inches. Think about it. Bump his head on the chandelier if he got excited, couldn't he?
Hey, Chuck Graham, unbelievable player last year, was a surprise. Averaged 10 points a game. Really been quiet today.
Jesse Salters, number 21, is in the game right now for the Seminoles.
They really feel he's got a great future. Outstanding high school player out of Tampa, Florida.
Graham for the two. And at 12:40 to go, it's 67-41.
Jesse Salters was number 2 in a balloting last year in Florida for Mr. Basketball behind Clifford Rozier down in North Carolina.
Out of the corner, Everett Gray.
It's amazing. You go to your bench, you get a guy like Gray who can start for a lot of schools in America.
Ward gives it up. Nice play. That's Salters right there that just scored the basket.
Nice pass by Ward. Excellent look.
Well, inside, Johnson.
They can do anything they want, Keith. Anything they want, anytime they want.
When you're going to make the move, and it's now, I think, a pivotal time for the basketball program at Florida State as they move into the ACC. But it takes 8 or 9 people to play the kind of game that Pat Kennedy wants to play in a conference like the ACC.
Oh, what a great look. What a great look by Larry Johnson. And Elmer Spencer gets the deuce. Touch pass, tremendous hands. What makes Larry Johnson special, he has great hands.
Blocking call.
You made a good call there about having 8 or 9 players to really compete for the upper echelon of the ACC, and he was telling us that yesterday, and he thinks he's going to have that. Hey, look at the little baby. The baby's having a great time. Says, I love UNLV basketball. It's so exciting. So exciting.
When you're out street hiking, you better know how to read the terrain. First, trust your instincts. By all means, avoid distractions. Do your best to preserve the wildlife, because street hikers don't just walk, they hike. Fresh shoes, Joe.
This is how easy it is to collate a mailing on an IBM laser printer. And how easy is it to collate with our major competitor? Probably now isn't the best time to ask. IBM laser printers. Suddenly, nothing else measures up.
When you're all stuffed up and use an ordinary nasal spray, it drips into your tissue where it can't help you breathe. But not Sinex Ultrafine Mist. Its medicine stays where you need it, so you can breathe the way you want to. We don't drip down, we clear up.
Chevy's got this truck, S10EL. More mileage than a leading import for less money. I said that's more for less. I told Chevy if you tell everybody about it on television, everybody's going to want to do it. The imports will see it. They'll say, hey, we want to do that too. Chevy will say, nope, can't. More for less. That's ours. Then the government will say, maybe we could give the people more for... Nah, more for less. What a concept. Now it's easy to win with the heartbeat of America.
Coach Dean Smith and the North Carolina Tar Heels hit the road for a holiday showdown with Joey Meyer and the DePaul Blue Demons. It's ABC's college basketball next Saturday.
Welcome back once again, those of you watching the Duel in the Desert. UNLV with a huge lead over Florida State is starting to get out of hand, but there's a good one underway in Illinois. LSU number 11 is down to the Fighting Illini. Let's go there and join Roger Twyble and Cheryl Miller.
Thank you very much, John, and welcome everybody to Assembly Hall in Champaign, Illinois, where the Fighting Illini are on their way to upsetting 11th-ranked LSU. They lead at 90-86. And Rennie Clemens at the line and knocks down the free throw. Larry Smith, Rennie Clemens, and Andy Petty have been big in the second half for Illinois, and they've done it inside against Shaquille O'Neal and LSU. Clemens hits them both, and 92-86, a 6-point lead, 1:35 left. It was tied at halftime, and in the second half, Illinois and LSU have gone back and forth with the three-point shooters starting to take control. Hansen has hit 5 3-pointers for LSU. Finally, Kaufman got a 3-point shot off, as Lou Henson will make a substitution, as he'll send Scott Pierce into the game. As O'Neal goes to the line, this is what's happened so far. LSU 18 points off the turnovers, and O'Neal 22 points, 12 rebounds, and 7 blocks. And Illinois with the big rebounding edge, 54-31, and they've been to the free throw line 34 times, and LSU just 19, where they've made only 12. O'Neal hits it. Deion Thomas, Andy Petty have fouled out of the game. Petty with 15 points and 11 rebounds, so the two big men in the middle for Illinois are out. With 1:23 left to go, and O'Neal hits them both, and it's 92-88. Rennie Clemens will get it. It's 2-on-1. Will he take it? He gives it to Pierce, and in.
That was such a good play offensively by Clemens. He sucked O'Neal into coming over and trying to play defensively and passed it off.
Inside, and that's what they'll do. They'll just foul O'Neal as he gives Tom Michael a look that maybe a lesser man might have kind of walked away from, and Michael stayed right there with him. There's Tom Michael.
You see the pass down low to O'Neal. He's going to get the ball. That time he brings it down, goes up, and Michael comes over and fouls him on the arm.
Tom Michael's a redshirt freshman, married, and a father of one. As O'Neal goes to the line and hits the free throw. 9 team fouls now on Illinois. And O'Neal gets them both.
Right now, LSU's really going to have to pick up the tempo and try to force some things with the full court pressure, trying to make Illinois turn the ball over. That time they did. They did.
And with a 4-point lead, Illinois turns it over once again. And turnovers have been a big problem for the Fighting Illini. That is 21 now. Lob pass to Shaquille. And they're going to call the foul on Scott Pierce this time. Pierce thought he might have had a lot of basketball.
Well, when O'Neal brings the ball down, obviously he's not going to be 7-1 anymore. He's going to be 6-7. But that's what LSU has to do. Make Illinois turn the ball over, and once they get it, take it down to O'Neal, because there is no size for Illinois right now.
O'Neal 6 out of 7 from the free throw line. Shaquille sat out 8 minutes of the first half. He picked up 2 fouls. He hits that one. So now Shaquille O'Neal hits the free throws. Illinois gets it in. The pressure by LSU. They find Rennie Clemens up the wing. It's 3-on-1 at the moment. Clemens will take it in on O'Neal and count it! Rennie Clemens!
Clemens is only 6 feet. He takes the ball, brings it down court. He's incredible. He's been playing way above his height.
And O'Neal is out of here. That's 5. Points, 12 rebounds, 7 block shots, but 6-foot freshman Rennie Clemens took it right at him and fouled Shaquille O'Neal out of the game.
Roger, that's the second time Clemens has done that. What's he going to do? 36-inch vertical leap. He's going to go up. If you're O'Neal, you have 4 fouls. Why are you going to try to contest the shot?
Give me a little left hand here, though, Cheryl, huh?
That's the NBA. This is college basketball. You can get away with that.
Oh, goodness. This has been a terrific basketball game. Some people thought maybe it'd be a mismatch. Some people didn't think that Illinois would be able to do anything inside, and in all honesty, Lou Henson felt that they had to get Andy Kaufman off from outside. That didn't happen in the first half. Kaufman got his points inside, and it just seemed to sort of work that way as Petty and Thomas and Smith, as you look at the numbers of Shaquille O'Neal. But the rebounding edge was the big story. 54-31, Illinois out-rebounding LSU. And Rennie Clemens completes the three-point play, and it's 97-92 with 48 seconds to go. Pugh, the pull-up. Won't go. The follow by Sims still won't go. Smith has it. He steps out of bounds.
Well, Illinois made a believer out of me after they beat Missouri. And Missouri's a very good team, and I think that was the big confidence builder for Illinois.
Martin had the hot hand from three-point land. They give it to Hammock, the 7-footer, and he loses it. I don't know. LSU has not gotten the ball to Mike Hansen here in the last 2 or 3 minutes, and he really had the hot hand from three-point land. Kaufman will bring it across. Clemens again. Hammock commits the foul. But freshman Rennie Clemens, as did Deion Thomas against Missouri a few nights ago, they've really come of age, Cheryl, in this game.
They really haven't. Clemens, you know, he doesn't care if you're 6'9", 7'0", 7'5". He's going to drive it. I mean, you saw him try to go over Hammock, who's a 7-footer, tried to slam on him.
Clemens with a career-high 18 points as Boudreaux replaces Hammock. And Rennie Clemens, a freshman from Calvary High School in Springfield, Illinois. Lou Henson told him yesterday in practice, he says, we're soft out front. He says, I want you guys to get up on these people. I want you to take charge. And I want to tell you what, Rennie Clemens took him at his word.
When he told his players they needed to get up, he took it as get up on the basket. And he's been jumping up there all day.
97-92 with 27 seconds to go. Clemens hits 1 of 2. And a timeout. We'll keep it right here at Assembly Hall in Champaign, Illinois. The Fighting Illini lead LSU 98-92. And what a sweet victory this would be for Lou Henson and his team. They've got a little bit of time off here over the holidays. They'll play Memphis State in Memphis, which will be a difficult game. LSU next goes to Nicholls State. But Cheryl, with 27 seconds left, Mike Hansen has been the man outside. He's got 5 three-pointers in the second half. Is that where they've got to go immediately?
With O'Neal on the bench now, obviously they're going to have to go to him. They're going to have to set some screens up for him. But I was really surprised with Hansen with the hot hand, why LSU didn't go to him earlier once they started getting back, back into the game.
Well, I think what happened was when Deion Thomas and then Petty fouled out, naturally you go down to Shaquille. He went to the free throw line. He made him. But the other side of that is when you're behind, you want Shaquille maybe to kick it outside, and Hansen would be there because they were double, triple teaming down on Shaquille. Anyway, timeouts remaining, 1 for each team. Possession arrow in favor of LSU. The team fouls both of them with 10 now. LSU has hit 6 of 15 from three-point land. Hansen 5 of 9 this half. Illinois just 1 of 9, and that was Kaufman.
And Kaufman, even though we were expecting him to have a three-point shootout, has done it in different areas. He was driving, doing some different things. You see Lou Henson right now with his arms folded, concentrating for the game. But this is going to be a big win for him, with 27 seconds left in the game.
Well, Illinois 8-3. They got off to a slow start. They were pummeled by Nebraska. Illinois, Chicago beat them. But a big win against Missouri, and this would be even bigger here today. As Hansen will bring it right down with Smith on him. Hansen will take it inside and get the easy 2. And the timeout now by LSU with 20 seconds to go, and Illinois leading 98-94.
Well, last thing you want to do if you're Illinois is just up the three-pointer. That time they gave away 2 points, but Illinois is going to have to do a better job on the defensive end.
Hope you have a great holiday out there, and on Christmas Day, if you've got nothing else to do and you're sitting around, I'd like to invite you to join ABC at 12 Eastern Time as we head to Montgomery, Alabama for a holiday tradition. It's the Kelly Tire Blue-Gray All-Star Football Classic. Then at 3:30 Eastern, we'll go to the island paradise of Hawaii for the Eagle Aloha Bowl. The Syracuse Orangemen take on the Arizona Wildcats.
It's all Christmas Day, and it's right here on ABC Sports. That'd be a good basketball game, too, wouldn't it? Syracuse and Arizona.
Very good basketball. So what are you asking Santa for besides a new knee?
That's all I want is a new right knee, Cheryl. That's all I want. 98-94, 20 seconds left to go. As we remind you at the Thomas and Mack Center, UNLV 91, Florida State 45. And that game, of course, in the second half. I want to say that LSU had a tough road here yesterday. This is their third game in 5 days. They played Loyola Marymount, came off the victory. The charter flight could not get into Champaign. There was fog on the ground here, so they had to go to Terre Haute. The bus was late there. It took them 2 hours to get here. The time they got in, it was late. They couldn't practice. They came over for a shoot-around this morning. But I think when you look at it and you look at the stats, when you see 54 rebounds to 33, that is the big thing because Illinois has done it inside as Tom Michael will take it inbounds for the Fighting Illini. Foul on Boudreaux. Foul is on Harold Boudreaux.
And even though Dale Brown likes to downplay, the road trip and how tiring it was, I think it did play a big part in today's game. They weren't doing the job defensively on the boards. I think his players were tired.
23 points for Kaufman, make it 24. He's got 9 rebounds, 7 of those on the offensive glass. Only other meeting between these two teams was in 1988, and LSU lost to Illinois in that game, which Lou Henson calls the best game that he's had a team play for him in 36 years of coaching.
He said it was incredible.
This will stick in his mind today also as Pugh takes a three-pointer and misses it. Saved on the baseline. Boudreaux can't get it, and Pierce comes away with it. And finally, they're going to blow the whistle with 5 seconds left, and Illinois leading by 6. Dale Brown.
Scott Pierce at the line. 2 shots.
And Scott Pierce will go to the line. Things are going your way, they go your way.
Get the bounce, get everything, but Pierce played in the first half defensively very well against O'Neal, provided some good defense for Illinois.
Came in and got a couple of hoops for him, too. 102-94. Hansen will bring it down and lay it in. They'll clear out as the clock runs out, and a big win for Illinois. They upset LSU 102-96, the final at Assembly Hall in Champaign, and what a terrific Christmas it'll be for all the Illinois fans. We're going to send it back to John Saunders and our studios in New York after this commercial message.
I was afraid to go to the doctor. I didn't want to hear that I might have an ulcer, but I just couldn't ignore my stomach. You can imagine how relieved I was when my doctor said Mylanta. He told me it wasn't an ulcer. It was indigestion. And indigestion like mine needed a strong medicine.
Mylanta is strong medicine, strongly recommended. In fact, Mylanta is the antacid doctors recommend most.
My doctor said Mylanta.
Heard from an old student. Remember Brian McKenna? Smart kid.
Good ball player. Great hands. Where's he going to college?
He's not.
Oh, too bad.
Studying aviation electronics.
But you said...
In the Navy, then college.
The Navy College Fund in Montgomery, GI Bill. Over $25,000 for your college education.
You and the Navy.
Like I said, smart kid.
Full speed ahead.
Panasonic presents a new breed of smooth operator. The new Smooth Operator rechargeable razor unites the old-fashioned closeness of a warm, wet shave with the convenience and no-nick comfort of an electric. Don't try this with any plugged-in razor. Smooth Operator wet-dry razors from Panasonic. Smoother than you ever thought you'd be.
Illinois, the upset winner over LSU, 102-96. The Illini now 9-3. They beat Missouri earlier this week. Andy Kaufman with 25 points. Shaquille O'Neal had 28 in the losing cause before fouling out. A reminder, a special edition of Monday Night Football this Saturday night. The Washington Redskins headed to the playoffs and the Indianapolis Colts. Right now, let's go back to Keith Jackson and Dick Vitale in the Duel in the Desert.
Out here we have a game now where everybody plays. It's a 45-point lead for the defending national champion Running Rebels of UNLV. Florida State's only had 5 baskets in this half. UNLV has been scoring any way they wanted to, any time they wanted to. They have 32 assists in the game.
I'll tell you one thing, Pat Kennedy's very lucky that Billy Tubbs is not on that sideline because Jerry Tarkanian's really been very fair. Take a look at the game summary right here, the numbers. But the bottom line is UNLV has just dominated with its defensive pressure and their tremendous transition game.
Matt Williams, the third baseman of the San Francisco Giants, is a UNLV man, played baseball here. And one of the ceremonies they had today was to retire Matt's number here at Nevada, Las Vegas. So that was one of the highlights of the halftime ceremony. But since halftime, it has not been a contest. Here's Mark Jones.
Well, guys, we've seen a lot of great slam dunks and high wire moves, and right now I'm with a guy that knows a bit about high wire moves and slam dunks, somebody that needs no introduction, Julius Erving. Julius, where would you have fit in on this Las Vegas team?
Oh, I think Augman probably complements my game the best, and I'd probably be out on the wing just running and smiling and laughing like these guys are, and try and chip in with a couple of dunk shots and a couple of block shots.
Have you had a chance to maybe talk to some of these guys and find out what's on their minds?
I spoke to the team this morning. Talk asked me to come in, and you know, I gave them 5 good minutes on some of my personal philosophies about life and just trying to be consistent and be motivated and go for your goals. And they were pretty responsive to it.
What's life after basketball been like for Julius Erving? You still do a few clinics and some business ventures.
Well, right now this is family vacation time, so this is a break from what my schedule's about. And as a Coca-Cola bottler and a participant in a cable operation back in Philadelphia, I have a pretty full schedule.
What brings you here?
The fact that we were looking for a little warm weather in a place that had some excitement to it, and brought my family out for Christmas and New Year's, and they have a great New Year's party over at the Mirage Hotel. So, for those of you thinking about it, come on out.
It's a little gray in the beard, I see.
Yeah, this beard is, you know, something that I've just done in the last week, and I'm just letting my face rest till after the New Year.
Thanks a lot for joining us. Season's greetings to you.
Well, season's greetings to all. And to you.
Still the Prince of Midair, Julius Erving, the best.
Jay better go on down to Mazatlan or someplace. Ain't no warmer around here.
I'll tell you one thing, Keith. He's such a beautiful example of what an athlete can be. Off the court, just a tremendous champ in every way possible. Class with a capital C spells Julius Erving.
Go Bars. Rodney gets the basket. The Rebels are headed for 100 points if they want to. I mean, they can score whatever they want, I think, don't you?
Yeah, Jerry Tarkanian really did a real outstanding job in terms of having his team ready to play, but then he substituted freely. Spencer really had that one great run when we were away. He scored 8 big points in a run.
The starters.
Oh, nice look by Joyce.
The starters for Nevada, Las Vegas. Anderson Hunt had 21 points. Anthony, the other guard, Greg had 9. Augman had 15, Ackles 11, and a relatively quiet day for Larry Johnson, the 13th.
Just great team balance. You know, we had that excellent feature at halftime about graduating athletes, and you had some interesting comments off the year. Why don't you share it with the people?
Well, my only feeling about piling rules on top of rules, conference rules, NCAA rules, institution rules, you get to the point where there's so many rules you can't take a breath. I think you've got to go back eventually, Dick, to the simple fact of life. You cannot legislate integrity and morality. That has to come from within.
I agree with that. I also think this. I haven't met a coach yet in my travels that doesn't preach to these young people about the importance of going to class, staying away from drugs. I think the responsibility has to be on a young athlete to look at the mirror. And he has to say to himself, number one, what is my priority? I haven't met a young guy yet who, if he really wants to graduate with the tutoring services that are available, who will not graduate. They have to take the responsibility and get into that classroom.
Hey, the phone rings are both in.
Exactly.
You might as well start. when you go to college. It's a very good starting time if you haven't already started.
About time, maturing.
I think one of the other problems that we have with athletics at the college level today, and even the high school level, we've reached into that point, is we give them a false impression. We give them such social stature. Sometimes it's not warranted. And then once they have had it, and you suddenly jerk it away from them, they don't know what to do with it.
I think the real big problem on a college horizon is we're no use talking about strategy right now, is basically a situation where you have too many young people in college that, one, don't want to be in college, and two, that don't belong. There's a look at Spencer. Oh, he's going to be some force in the middle. He's got a lot of bobbleneer in him, that little left-handed shot. I'm not saying he is a bobbleneer, but as a big player, he's got that good touch around the basket, left-handed, very active.
There's a shot drilled by number 23, Ron Miller, for the Seminoles, and he's come into the game to pick up 5 points.
See, Keith, I really believe guys like Lloyd Daniels, as we watch the steal right here, anticipation, the Lloyd Daniels of the world, the Chris Washburns of the world, they didn't belong in college. I think it's a crime to take young people like that and put them in a calculus class. I'd like to see the NBA subsidize a league for young people when they come out of high school with a vocation, where if they don't become a pro athlete, they at least get the opportunity, because I don't think there's anything wrong with not going to college. There's a lot of beautiful people that never go to college to learn a vocation.
Absolutely. We're just under 2 minutes to play in a ball game, and there's some fun coming up for some of the running Rebels. Here's Mark Jones with that story.
Well, guys, later on tonight, they're going to have a most eligible bachelor auction. They're auctioning off Stacey Augman, Travis Bice, George Ackles, and Larry Johnson for a price. Now, I asked the players, who's going to go off for the most money? Johnson kind of looked at me and said, you know, what can I say?
Johnson's got that Mike Tyson look. I think Stacey Augman's going to get the biggest dollars. Look at Stacey smiling there. Larry, you're not going to get it. He said he's got a funny story he has to tell me after the game. He says, don't leave, Dick. I got a story for you.
Inside 90 seconds to go in what has been a blowout for the UNLV Rebels. I want to thank Jimmy Tubbs for handling our stats today.
Hey, we better make sure we clarify that that money is going to be donated to charity to help the disadvantaged youth.
Yeah. The melee finally results in a Seminole basket. Coming up on a minute to play in the ball game. And there's a foul whistle.
If there's one thing that Pat Kennedy can be proud about, Keith, his kids never stopped hustling and scrapping out here. They were just outmanned in every possible way.
It's now a question of trying to make it through the rest of the game without any broken bones.
They're going to win a lot of games that maybe they shouldn't win, and they're going to lose some games they shouldn't lose when I talk Florida State, because they do have some good athletes.
Malcolm Nicholas committed about 4 fouls, but they finally had to blow one on him, I think, or maybe they just give it out of bounds and let it go, and that's what they do. So it's been a long day for Pat Kennedy, but I don't think it's any great surprise to him and his coaching staff and his players. They knew they were coming in for a seasoning, and they're getting it.
Elmer Spencer with that nice left-handed touch. What an addition he's going to add, giving him another dimension, a 7-footer in the lane.
Nicholas. Look at Everett Gray try to bang it off glass and slam it in.
Oh, look at this here. You made that sign. Telly Savalas, Tarkanian, Vital. That's my all-chrome dome. Matt Williams could be on that team.
Pretty soon. I paid him.
Hey, we have a lot of scouts here today. Jerry West is in town. Jerry Tarkanian's club really drew all the big scouts. Willis Reed, David Smokey Gaines used to be my assistant, now working with the Denver Nuggets. Ed Badger here from the Atlanta Hawks.
Nelson. I saw Liddell Anderson. Liddell is he coached out of Utah State and at BYU, and one of my old favorite friends for so many years, living up in St. George, Utah now.
I really like this kid on the line, Keith. Jim Brewer's here. I had the pleasure to coach Jim. I'll tell you what. You don't want Jim to teach free throw shooting, though. He was the all-time bricklayer. I'm telling you, he couldn't make a free throw. I'm only saying it because he can't hear me. He's here in person.
I'm glad he can't. It might get messy.
Hey, Keith, have a great holiday. Merry Christmas to you, your family, and to all the beautiful people watching here. Merry Christmas.
It's over. 101 for Las Vegas. Vegas and 69 for Florida State. Back with more after a word from our ABC station.
Hope and happiness, two things that symbolize the holidays. This year, thoughts that travel across the world, from our family to yours, wherever they are.
Watch out for Undercover this January. Undercover, coming this January.
Sir, this is one of the few businesses that doesn't advertise in the GTE Everything pages. Why is that?
Well, this is Arnold's rug, not rugs, rug. I only have the one rug, and this is it.
But
if I advertise in the book people use, they'll be in here looking at my rug. Someone might even buy my rug. There'd no longer be an Arnold's rug.
Businesses that want to be successful advertise in the GTE Everything pages. Those that don't.
The tradition of dining at Binion's Horseshoe. Great service, great food, great prices. Like our $2 steak and our $2 breakfast, the best in Las Vegas. Or Italian cuisine with pizzazz at Benito's. And Binion's famous steaks, of course. Then for that special evening, elegant cuisine and a spectacular view, the Sky Room. The special dining tradition of Binion's Horseshoe, where value, service, and good taste are served with every meal.
Mr. Kruger's Christmas, Monday at 6:30 on Channel 13.
.69 is your final score, and two of the stalwarts in the ball game standing now with Mark Jones.
I'm here with Stacey Ogman and Larry Johnson, two guys that really put on a basketball clinic tonight. Are you guys ever going to lose this year? What do you think?
That's hard to say right now. We might have off days, but I hope, it's good to think that we won't lose, but things happen.
Larry, this NCAA investigation coming up, I know you're graduating next year, but how much of a cloud does it put on your play this year in the program and the team in general?
You know that me and Stacey being seniors and the other seniors on the team, we really love our team, and we really concerned about the guys that's coming back next year. And, we just tell them to hang in there and just be loyal to the program and just do whatever you got to do. And, they're tough kids, and, I just have faith in my heart that they'll do the right thing.
Have you guys noticed any change in Coach Tarkanian since this latest allegation against the program?
No, I haven't seen much change in him. Have you, Larry?
I haven't seen much change, Stace. We was over there arguing on the bench about practicing Christmas, so it's the same Coach Tark.
Last question, guys. Who's going to be raffled off for the most money tonight that goes to charity, obviously, in this bachelor thing?
The one with the best body,
No, it's the face. It's the face.
We'll check back with these guys later. Now back to Keith and Dick.
He's still not willing to discuss his height. Larry, is he?
I say it's Stacey Augman wins with that great smile. Mr. Tyson, Mr. Johnson, forget about it.
Now let's rejoin John at our studios in New York.
All right, Keith and Dick, we'll get back to you in just a moment. But first, let's update what's gone on ABC College basketball this afternoon. Earlier today, Ohio State a winner over Georgetown, 71-60, that final. Jimmy Jackson with 17 points for the Buckeyes. Charles Harrison and Dikembe Mutombo with 15 for Georgetown. Alonzo Mourning did not play. He was hurt. LSU upset at Illinois. They're number 11, down 102-96, that final. Andy Kaufman with 25 for the Fighting Illini. Shaquille O'Neal fouled out of the game with 28 points, 12 rebounds, and 7 block shots. A reminder, college basketball returns next Saturday at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. The North Carolina Tar Heels and the DePaul Blue Demons. We'll get back to Keith Jackson and Dick Vitale in a moment from the studio. We're done. Good night, everyone.
Okay, here it comes. They've rebuilt and redesigned it.
It's beautiful.
That's the new Herman's World of Sporting Goods.
I love it.
It's a winner, right?
It sure is. Let's go shopping.
Are you a winner of one of the thousands of prizes, including a fantastic trip to Walt Disney World and the Super Bowl on Delta Airlines? Here are the lucky symbols in Herman's and ABC's exciting Sports Match Game 2.
Only from the mind of Minolta comes a compact camera with a mind of its own. The revolutionary Freedom Zoom 105i. This new Freedom suggests composition. It anticipates fast action for perfect focus. It's 3 times zoom even starts by itself. A camera with a mind of its own is easy enough for any family. Every Freedom camera is a very thoughtful gift. Season's greetings from Minolta.
America braces for 1991. The sins of the 80s have come due. Now more than ever, a worried nation turns its eyes to HBO, where 1991 is gonna be great. There'll be uncut laughter, unbridled passion, outrageous specials, socially acceptable violence, and the biggest box office hits on television. Yes, HBO in 91, a ray of light in an otherwise yuck year.
ABC Sports kicks off the new year with a day-long celebration, Bowl Fest 91. It begins with the 102nd Tournament of Roses Parade. Then number 2 Georgia Tech takes aim at the national title when they meet Nebraska in the Florida Citrus Bowl, followed by the granddaddy of them all as Washington tackles Iowa in the Rose Bowl. And that night, Tennessee battles Virginia in the grand finale, the USF&G Sugar Bowl. Celebrate Bowl Fest 91 New Year's Day on ABC Sports.
In the first game today, in the Duel in the Desert, a team that will be heard from in the Big Ten, Ohio State defeated Georgetown 71-60. In the game we just saw here, parts of it at least, until it got out of hand, the defending national champion, Runnin' Rebels of UNLV 101, Florida State 69.
I'll tell you one thing, Keith. I was so impressed with Ohio State. I thought they played great team defense. Jerry Tarkanian said last night they were the toughest team that they played in their run for the national championship. And I really believe pure athleticism, they are the best in the Big Ten. Even though the Big Ten this year, to me, slides in my ratings, I'd go 1 Big East because from top to bottom, I think they're outstanding. 2 the ACC, 3 the SEC. 4, I'd go the Big 8, 5 the Big 10, 6 the Pac-10 in terms of my Super 6 conferences. Second game, Keith, blowout city, the great team defense by UNLV, and great balance offensively.
You just made everybody mad west of the Big Mountain.
No, it's Christmas time. Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus.
I'm going to tell you, the Pac-10 may surprise you.
Well, I'll
tell
tell
you,
you,
teams out there.
They got some good players. I know our president, Dennis Swanson's going to be happy today with the Illini. He graduated from Illinois with that big win over Shaquille O'Neal and LSU.
The Shark Tank was the site of the blowout today, and watching a performance like that, you have to wonder if the Runnin' Rebels will hang one more national championship banner before dark days settle in.